Well, today's a good day. We got a lot more people out here. It's a lot sunnier. We pooled together some money to get half a cord of wood delivered here by a local of Corpus Christi. So we're gonna have a good fire tonight. There's our wood collection. We're gonna have a nice campfire tonight. It's gonna get cold, but we got lots of wood. We got some new people that have shown up, so I think it's gonna be a good night. I'm not sure there's such thing as a bad day out on the beach now. It's a nice day. Kevin, our host, made it late last night. Buddy brought him in so he could join us out here. That was nice of him, and we got a bigger group now. And we stretched down the beach pretty far now, which is pretty cool. I took the RC truck out of the sand and out into the water, and I must have got some sand inside the transmission because it's out. It's out. It's making a clicking noise. I gotta take that apart. Definitely get all the sand out of there. I think he says woof. Does he say woof? What does he say? Ruff. What? Yeah, why not hang out on the top of your RV and get some sunshine? Perfect day to be out on the water. Let's see how's solar doing down here in Texas. 13.7 volts on my 5 batteries and bringing in 25 amps of solar currently. That's with the panels tilted, of course. Oh, they look really dirty. I need to get up there and wash those. I could probably get some better performance out of those if I clean them. You know, it's been a while since I've stayed in one place voluntarily for a week like this. So this is kind of unique. But this is why I do the boondocking thing full time, you know, as far as solar panels and water and just be able to park and just kind of not have to worry about going into town to get supplies or being hooked up or anything. $10 to get in, but you get a week out here, so you just can't beat that. And I think what we'll have to do is drive back to the visitor center and dump the tanks tomorrow, get fresh water, and then we'll probably take the Jeep out and do some shopping. But we want to stay to the very end here in the area. And then I had to make an appointment for Jax at Corpus Christi Animal Clinic, hospital, whatever it's called. Same place he went to last year. So that's our task right after Travelers Camp Fest. We also signed up Ziggy to get his annual stuff taken down here as well, just so that we're all caught up on the same page from the same vet down here in the US. Make sure all our paperwork is good to go for the pets. Toto stopped by and dropped off a nice feather for Jax to play with, so I'll sanitize it, clean it, and let him play with that. And Ziggy's over there mingling with all the other puppies here. So most of the people that are camping here this morning have gone into town to grab something or run some errands or something. So there might be an opportunity later to do a couple RV tours, van tours. I definitely want to look at David's Teardrop later. So I'll get with people and see how willing they are to be on camera. Just remember that, you know, I'm happy to film and be on camera for my channel, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody else is going to be as open and willing. So, you know, I always share as much as I can with you with still respecting everybody else's level of privacy, and sometimes that's a complicated little juggle. Let me show you one change we've made in the RV here. See, in this corner here, I've gotten rid of the recliner seat. And the recliner seat was great, except that it only fits one person. It was great when I was traveling alone, but for Morgan and I, it's either one or the other person was using it. And we felt that we wanted to make a change. This is our temporary change right now, which is a storage container. We dropped off the recliner at a thrift store, donated that, and then we picked this up for 25 bucks at Walmart. It's a 5-drawer system. Keeps all of the cords safely put away so that Jax can't chew them. Our laptop gear, we've got a pet drawer down there, and another supply drawer. We might even be putting our shoes down there as well, but just helps keep this corner a little bit cleaner, and for right now it's going to work. I've seen other YouTube channels run bungee cords like this or have devices to keep these drawers from coming out while you're traveling, and this is the way I do it. I just grab the clothespins like this, put it right on the front. The drawer cannot open while you're traveling. Just put 5 of them down here. It works great for me. Later on, we may change this corner again, or some, well, how much do I really want to share? I'll share with the research that I've done. We think that it would be nice to have something more comfortable for the two of us to relax on instead of this dinette right here. It's really uncomfortable cushions. So I did some research and found out that this dinette chair right here only houses the water tank itself, a little 42-gallon water tank, and it sits about 6 inches above the ground here. So if there was some kind of couch system that would go there and have 6 inches of clearance underneath, we are considering that and keeping half the dinette intact with the table. Maybe I'm getting too far ahead. We're just considering that idea right now and doing a little bit of research to see how likely that is. But while everybody's kind of gone and out and not doing stuff right now, I wanted to share with you guys something that's long overdue, something I've wanted to share with all of my subscribers for a long time, just so that we're kind of all on the same page. And that is just to kind of give a general overview of campground etiquette, which doesn't really come into play a whole lot here. Some of it is overlapping, but most of the stuff I want to talk to you is about when you go to a paid campground and you have a site and there's another site next to you and designated rules and stuff like that. Just want to make sure we're all on the same page, because I continually run into people who break some like no rules as far as camping in an RV. So if you don't want to stick around to the end of that, I understand. I just wanted to share some of my experiences so that some of those unwritten rules that will just really make your neighbors angry or maybe tell on you or something, which is crazy, but it happens. Maybe just to refresh us all on some of those campground etiquette rules. So let me start by saying, look, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. I still make mistakes all the time, and I have people call me on it and say, Eric, you can't do that. Here's the way it should be. So this is just kind of a general thing, and I think some other viewers, if I forgot to say something that's important, please add it to the comments below, or if I worded it wrong or something. But I've been RVing for a long time, and I've seen multiple people, like rules that are broken often enough that people are just completely clueless and just didn't even realize that wasn't allowed. I just want to refresh on some of those that I've learned myself. Again, I'm mostly talking about campgrounds, not necessarily this situation here at Camp Fest where we're all kind of dispersed camping, but in the general campgrounds where you pay and then you have neighbors and stuff like that. The first one is just to understand that we don't have walls like a house. When we park our RV or put our tent up, we can see our neighbors. That doesn't mean there aren't boundaries, though. Each site itself basically has an imaginary boundary where it's like that's their personal space. So if there's like a trail or a garbage can or something you're trying to get to, it's bad etiquette to walk through someone else's campground, especially not to ask them if it's okay, or not make eye contact or talk to them at all, but just to walk right through it for some particular reason. And at the same time, that also means that you kind of need to educate your children at the same time, because if you tell them go to the playground and then they just start running through everybody's campground, it kind of says that we're not really all on the same page. So it's good to just kind of respect other people's boundaries at the campground. Don't ever walk through their campgrounds. Now, if it's unused and there's no RV there, maybe that's okay, but it's just a general rule to never walk through somebody else's campground. There's no need to. There's trails, there's roads, and let your kids know about those boundaries, because they're not going to understand that unless we tell them that it's kind of rude to do that. Secondly is the fires. Now, I understand how it seems like every campsite has their own fire so they can do whatever they want, but there's certain things that you just can't burn, or you should not be burning in a regular campground pit fire. And you have to be really sensitive to the people next to you, because they're going to smell those same smells, or they might, if it's hot and they have the window open, those smells are going to come through the screen. So I've seen people throw plastic in there, really horrible smelling things. I've seen people just chuck soda aluminum cans into the fire. I mean, it's obviously not going to burn. It might melt if it gets hot enough, but somebody is physically going to have to take that can out of the fire the next day and pull out all the garbage that didn't burn. But mostly just, it's not like a barrel burning, back in some backcountry road where you don't have neighbors for tens of miles. Be courteous, throw your garbage in the trash cans, and don't throw nasty smelling things into the fire. Even if you think it's your fire, it still affects everybody in the campground. Morgan and I have experienced this latest one a lot more along our travels thus far since she's joined up with me, and that is just finding random garbage inside the fire pits, or discarded food like fish bones, chicken bones, whatever wasn't used or consumed by people, they think that they can just throw it in the ground or hide it behind a stump or in the fire pit and just cover it up with some sand. And, you know, we have pets, or there are pets that are running around, and they can find those and choke on them and have, you know, serious problems with that. So if there is something that didn't get burned or that didn't make it to the trash can, you know, you're not fooling anybody by throwing it in the bushes or hiding it behind a stump. The nice thing to do would be to pick up your garbage when you leave and put it in the trash can, not in the fire pit. You know, when we get to a campground, we kind of have to do a general look around because we don't know what was left. And when you're in a remote campground, you got coyotes, you got bears, mountain lions. I have no idea what kind of food somebody else has thrown where and what could attract that kind of wildlife. So it's bad etiquette to simply throw food, garbage, waste anywhere on the campsite and then leave. And then obviously, pack it in, pack it out. And, you know, keep it as clean as it was when you got there. And especially when there's no trash, get your own trash bag like we're doing. We have a trash bin in Morgan's trailer right now where all our trash is going, and we're going to take it with us when we go out. Yeah, the pack it in, pack it out rule applies to pretty much anywhere, though, unless there are approved garbage places where they want it. But don't leave it at your campsite. Okay, I'm trying to get through these. I realize that I don't want this to sound like a lecture that I'm teaching people. I just feel like I'm running through a list of stuff that I've created. Don't take this the wrong way. Like I said, you know, we all break rules, and some of you might think, well, that's self-explanatory, Eric. Why would you even have to say that? Believe me, I have to say this, and I want to say this to my 93,000 subscribers just so that we're all at the same level, because there's a lot of these unwritten rules that people have just never even heard of, and it just blows them away when I tell my neighbors about them. So generator use is going to be the next one. Sometimes there are specific rules about generator use, but there is an unwritten rule that's just the norm in any place other than this, and that is that you don't use your generator past 10 p.m. or before 6 a.m. And most of the time it's written exactly like that, but you just don't do it. I mean, I don't know, I guess it's just an etiquette thing. I've had people in their defense say, you know, we don't have any other choice. We have to watch TV, and we had already planned to watch this movie at 11 p.m. And it's like, that's not really an excuse. I mean, if you don't have the power to operate your TV past 10 p.m. without the generator, then you might just not be ready to be in a controlled campground area where it's important to respect your neighbors. So if there are people out there that kind of argue those rules and say that it's unfair to put those rules on somebody else, it's like, no, that's just the way it is. I'm not making it these rules. It's just common campground etiquette. I guess I could go on and on, but these are really important. These are really important. Okay, the RV door itself, the side door to an RV. There's two ways to close that door. You can close the door, lift the handle and close the door and push the door closed, which makes nearly no sound at all, or every single time you close the door from the outside or inside, you slam it. And it's a concept that is hard to explain to people because I don't know if it's just laziness, but especially when it's late or early in the morning and you just hear clang, 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 RV doors being slammed. It's not necessary, and it's really obnoxious, especially if you're going in and out all night or all morning. There's a nicer way to close your RV door, and be mindful that, you know, we're packed in pretty close here at RV campgrounds, so just understand. Let's see. Another touchy subject is just going to be interaction with your camping neighbors. Now, I'm in kind of a unique situation. I have a big brand logo on the side of my RV. People recognize me all the time. They come up and say hi. But there's a certain way, like if you don't want your neighbors to like just be coming up and say, hey, can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? You know, there's some hints that you can gather from your neighbors. Just like on Halloween, you know, when you're taking your kids to go trick-or-treating and you find a house with all the lights off and the window shades are drawn, that means don't disturb, right? And you can see that in other RVs as you're passing, especially if it's just something simple like, hey, let's go ask them if they have a Band-Aid or something. You know, if it looks uninviting when you get there, that probably means they don't want to be disturbed. As well as, just because they have the door open and the screen open, that doesn't necessarily mean they want to talk and interact with you inside the RV. It might just be too warm and they want to let fresh air in or hear this sound of water or something like that. So be courteous to your neighbors and understand that they might not want to be disturbed, but at the same time, you don't want to be a hermit crab either. So You know, go out there and wave to them, make sure that you make eye contact with them, introduce yourself to them as much as possible. You know, just be friendly, but don't be annoying. So we talked about generator use after 10 p.m., but did you know there's actually just an unwritten rule of being quiet after 10 p.m. No, I'm not saying go back inside and put sand and water on your fire and don't have fun. I'm saying at 10 p.m., like, your level of noise and your interaction with people should change at a controlled campground. You should be more respectful. Your voice should not carry 3 campsites over and keep them awake if they wanted to go to sleep early and catch the sunrise the next morning. So whatever your activities are, whether they're late or early in the morning, just be mindful of that 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew / quiet time at campgrounds, and try to understand that, you know, we're all on different schedules and you can still have fun and enjoy yourself on a less than shouting level all night long. And then another biggie is just driving speed in your cars or whatever and stuff like that. There's absolutely no reason to bog through a campground in your car just to try to be cool, and I see it happen all the time. There's like 5 miles an hour is the general speed limit in a campground. There's no reason to drive any faster than that. Plus, I mean, you're just going to get told on. Everybody there is just going to call the manager and tell on you. I see it all the time. They never get away with it, or they just speed off real quick to try to look cool, and they think, oh yeah, we got away with it, come back from the store, and then the manager says, you know, I'm going to have to ask you to leave, and I'm not even going to refund your money because you broke the speed rule. And no, I didn't. Dude, 10 people came and told on you. Nobody wants you to do that around here. They got kids, they've got animals. There's nothing cool about speeding in a campground. So yeah, I just wanted to share those ideas with you guys. I don't know if I'm gonna bring the RC truck out, the crawler out later. Maybe I'll try to climb some sand dunes or something, but man, I love the sunshine. So thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, guys. There's one more thing I want to show you. I want to do more RV tours of all the neat people that I've met here at Travelers Camp Fest. And certainly there's every kind of RV full-time living that you can possibly imagine. And I want to share with you, this is David's setup here, which is a custom-built, home-built Teardrop trailer system that he's been working on since April. And he's done so many different revisions and stuff. I mean, I just love it. So let me share it with you a little bit. It's got this big, huge awning that goes almost all the way around the entire Teardrop trailer. Up here on the Yakima roof rack up here, he's got a Sunseeker awning on the other side, but basically the entire enclosure under here is covered, which is great. He upgraded some nice, beefy off-road tires on it, the same exact tires that are on the vehicle that tows this. So he's got 6 of the same tires and 1 spare that'll work for the trailer or the vehicle. Anybody recognize this black? It's Rhino liner, just like Birth of the Van. And I love all the wood coloring on here. As for his hitches, I mean, he's got this one right here, which is a great little chair that can just be set right there. I like that. It actually can hold 2 chairs if you had 2 of them. Really like that idea. So the back dry kitchen's open up here. Oh, real quick, here's the 30 amp hookup to power some things. In the back right now, he's got the toaster oven there. Also, you can see outlet over there with some AC and USB power there. Up top for lighting on the back here, AC and DC. There's a switch right there, but just depending on what he needs. There's also some speakers mounted back here. The batteries and charger are under this, behind this right here, but he's eventually going to put in a DC and propane refrigerator back here and vent it to the outside. Oh, and this stowaway box on the outside is really neat. I really like all the storage. He keeps like his lawn chairs and other equipment that you're going to need. It's got lights that you could hook in and make the blinkers and the brake lights work as well. It's locking. If you block your license plate, you can put your license plate right here instead. I really dig these shelves that, I mean, I feel like I could use some on the Tioga myself and just store them away. They just pop up and come right back out. Take a peek in here real quick. And there you go. Enough room for a bed. It's got some DC lighting up here with the speakers, the air conditioner vent. I'll show you that on the outside, how that works. DVD player, TV, radio, more speakers, more lights. Got smoke detector and CO2 detector. It's really cozy and really cool looking in here. So this case right here opens up like this. You can put the fishing poles up here, keep stuff, tools and stuff like that. You can see the air conditioner sticking out right here. It actually goes into the box and then it draws air that way. So that's where he's kind of hiding the air conditioner, which is a great idea. Still a work in progress, but this is a really neat custom teardrop trailer.
Like a travel trailer deal, but I got a cruiser motorcycle.
And this seat is the selling point. So I do want to do some more tours. Got a few more days out here, at least 3 or 4 more days out here at Travelers Camp Fest. So as long as the Wi-Fi continues to let me to upload videos and I'm motivated to share the Camp Fest with you, I will certainly do that with you guys. But got to close this out, edit some video, and get it uploaded. We'll let it go overnight up on the hill with the hot spot up there. But guys, have a good night. See you in a couple days.
Be careful now. Oh, you're going the whole 9 yards. All right.
Yeah, why not? Hey guys, this is Jax, my kitty cat. I'm his servant, Eric. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel here on RVing. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up below. Make sure you subscribe, check out all our other videos, and keep following us on the road. Thanks, guys.